Dissemination activities are critical for accelerating the uptake and impact of any research interventions. The Food Systems Research Network for Africa, FSNet-Africa, egusi project at the KNUST undertook diverse dissemination activities in July and August 2024 to accelerate the uptake and impact of findings from their research. The project, titled Exploring the Food Use of Egusi Cucurbit Seeds for Community Nutrition and Food Security in Northern Ghana, commenced in November 2021. This documentary highlights the key stakeholder and community debriefing engagements and technology transfer workshops undertaken and the outcomes of the research engagements.
The literature is replete with evidence that diversifying diets is crucial if we are to attain nutrition security, especially in the global south, and also climate adaptation. So in 2021, the Food Systems Research Network for Africa funded our proposal to explore the food use of an underutilized and indigenous crop called egusi, the cucurbit seeds. And the objective of the research was to see how the optimal exploitation of egusi as a major ingredient in the food of a malnourished district in Ghana could be the starting point to mitigate their nutrition insecurities. The outputs of the research showed that indeed there's premium value placed on egusi in those communities, and in addition to that, from our research investigations, we were able to develop 2 novel products from egusi and also standardize the recipes from egusi as used by the indigenes. Based on the findings of the research investigations, we received additional funding from the Food Systems Research Network for Africa to disseminate the activities so as to accelerate the impact of the research findings. And so in July this year, July 2024, we embarked on the dissemination activities in Chereponi district. Okay, it's like this.
A debriefing workshop for key stakeholders in Chereponi district was held on 4th July 2024. Participants included representatives from farmer groups, the Department of Agriculture, representatives from the Ministry of Health, indigenous crop aggregators, media personnel, and community leaders. The following key personalities were present: Honorable Haja Zuera Tunashiru and the current and former district directors of the Department of Agriculture, Mr. Kingsley and Mr. Pascal Anisagre. A brief summary of the purpose of the engagement was given by the principal investigator, Dr. Abena Boakye, who then proceeded to give a presentation on the objectives and research findings of the egusi project. Dr. Mrs. Mary Sefa-Bwampong, the social scientist on the research team, presented on the social survey component of the research, and Dr. Theophilus Kwabla-Tegi, a breeder at CSIR Sari and a collaborating researcher, made a presentation on the targeted interventions towards the development and promotion of egusi in the community and beyond. Participants were grouped into their areas of interest for breakout discussions on next steps for exploring the food use of egusi in the Chereponi district. The groups were farmers and media, agric extension officers, and the Department of Agriculture and Health. Each group was given leading questions to initiate the discussions. A plenary presentation and discussion were held for consensus building on recommendations or issues from the various groups. The immediate past Agric Director, Mr. Pascal Anisagre, moderated the session. The DC, Honorable Haja Zuera Tunashiru, commended the work of the research team. She assured participants and the research team that their office would work closely with the Department of Agriculture to promote optimal exploration of egusi in her district. She also indicated her readiness to work with the Department of Agric in soliciting funding for technological interventions. The project team later paid a courtesy call to the paramount chief of Chirepone district to debrief him and his elders on the project activities. The chief expressed his appreciation to the team and pledged his support. He also promised to follow up with the DCE on the way forward to sustain and expand the achievements of the egusi project in the district.
We also had a training of trainers session with the indigenes of Chirepone district, and the objective was to train them on how to prepare the standardized recipes from egusi and also how to prepare the novel products that we had developed from egusi so that they can use it to obtain the nutrition that we sought to, and additionally also sell where they so chose to do to get additional income from the crop.
24 participants, 11 males and 13 females, comprising nutrition officers, nurses, other health workers, farmers, women group representatives, and agri-extension officers. Participants were grouped into two for the training. Dr. Abena Boakye and Dr. Mrs. Mary Sefa led the facilitations and was assisted by the research assistants. Participants loved the standardized soup recipe and the novel porridge. They pledged their support to prepare at home and to show others how to prepare the foods for improved nutrition. One participant indicated her readiness to produce and sell the novel product as an additional source of income. Two communities, Chombosu and Tabon, in the Chirepone district, were used as case studies in the research investigations. The project team held debriefing sessions in both communities. Among other things, the researchers used the engagements to validate the research findings and discuss the role of the community post-project implementation. Per the project's proposed outputs, local and national media houses were engaged to disseminate the research findings to a larger audience. The project team held a 1-hour live discussion on the food use of egusi on the main local radio, Lamala FM. The broadcast was also live streamed on radio's Facebook page. All other dissemination activities were also broadcast by the radio station. Egusi ambassadors from Chombosu and Tambon communities conducted trainings in their respective communities, post-project implementation, to teach other women how to prepare the improved corn porridge and standardized egusi recipes. Riyadh officer for Chirepone has requested for the ingredients to embark on training activities in other communities in the district. A follow-on stakeholder seminar was held with researchers of the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, Savannah Agricultural Research Institute, Ghana, to discuss possible next steps for technological and research interventions towards the optimal exploration of egusi for community nutrition. Buy-in of the director and the researchers of the institute have been obtained, and plans are underway to co-develop a proposal for further funding.